Title: The Most Dangerous Type of Man. You want to know the most dangerous person in any room. It's not the loudest, not the strongest, not even the smartest. It's the one who doesn't react. In a world where everyone is performing, trying to be seen, trying to be heard, trying to prove something, there's one man who doesn't play that game. He sits back, calm, unbothered, unmoved, and somehow, without saying much, he becomes the center of everything. That man? He controls the room. Most people misunderstand power. They think it's dominance, aggression, volume, but real power is quieter than that. Machiavelli understood something most people never will. Power is not what you are. It's what people believe you are, and belief is shaped by perception. The moment people see your desperation, your need for approval, your need to win, your need to be liked, you lose leverage. You become predictable. And predictable people are easy to control. Look around, watch how people behave. They react instantly, they speak too quickly, they explain too much, they try too hard, they laugh when they're nervous, they argue when they feel threatened, they chase when they feel ignored, and in doing so, they expose everything. Their fears, their insecurities, their intentions, they hand over power without even realizing it. Now, compare that to the man who doesn't react. He doesn't rush to respond. He doesn't fill silence with noise. He doesn't reveal what he's thinking, and suddenly, he becomes unreadable. There is something deeply unsettling about a person you cannot figure out. You don't know what they're thinking. You don't know how they feel. You don't know what they'll do next. And because of that, you start adjusting yourself around them. You second-guess your words. You question your behavior. You reveal more, trying to understand them, while they reveal nothing. Machiavelli wrote that a ruler must learn to conceal his intentions, because once people understand you, they can predict you, and once they can predict you, they can control you. But when you remain a mystery, you control the frame. Let's make one thing clear. Nonchalance is not apathy. It's not about not caring. It's about caring with precision. It's feeling everything, but choosing what deserves a reaction. Because emotion is currency, and most people spend it recklessly. They react to everything. They engage with everyone. They give energy to things that don't matter. But the disciplined man, he is selective. He understands that every reaction costs him something, so he asks himself, is this worth my energy? And most of the time, the answer is no. When you remain calm under pressure, something strange happens. You disrupt expectations. People expect reaction. They expect emotion. They expect engagement. When they don't get it, it creates tension. And that tension gives you control, because now they are trying to figure you out. They're no longer focused on themselves. They're focused on you. And focus is influence. There's a reason powerful people often speak less. It's not because they have nothing to say, it's because they understand the weight of words. When you speak constantly, your words lose value. But when you speak rarely, people listen. When you act rarely, people notice. Scarcity creates importance. And the nonchalant man, he is scarce with his words, with his reactions, with his energy. Imagine this. Two men walk into a room. The first is loud, confident, on the surface, talking, joking, dominating conversations. The second, quiet, observant, saying very little. At first, people notice the loud one, but over time, they become curious about the quiet one. Who is he? Why doesn't he react? Why doesn't he try? And slowly, attention shifts, because mystery is more compelling than noise. There's a paradox in human behavior. People are drawn to what they cannot easily understand or control. When you chase people, you lower your value. When you constantly seek validation, you signal need. But when you stand still, when you remain grounded, when you don't react emotionally, people move toward you, not because you ask them to, but because they feel something they can't explain. That feeling is power. Machiavelli didn't teach people to be emotionless. He taught them to be strategic, to understand that the world is not driven by fairness, but by perception. He wrote that it is better to appear composed than to be composed, because people judge what they see, and what they see becomes your reality. Let's be honest, this isn't easy. Staying calm when you're angry, staying silent when you're misunderstood, not reacting when you're disrespected. That takes discipline, because your instincts will tell you to react. But the nonchalant man understands. Not every moment deserves his reaction. Every time you control your reaction, you build strength. Every time you resist impulse, you gain clarity. Reaction is instant, response is controlled, and controlled people win. Think about your own life. How many times have you reacted too quickly and regretted it? If this resonates with you, drop a comment. When you react emotionally, people learn your triggers, and once they know what controls you, they can control you. But when you stay composed, you give them nothing, and nothing is impossible to manipulate. Silence is uncomfortable. Most people rush to fill it. But when you're comfortable in silence, you gain the advantage, because while they speak, you observe. This applies everywhere. Friendships, business, relationships. When you become emotionally dependent, you lose leverage, but when you stay centered, you gain it. Nonchalance is not being cold. It's not ignoring people. It's control. You can be kind, present, engaged, and still be disciplined. The world is chaotic, but the man who remains calm becomes the anchor. In the end, the most dangerous man is not the one who dominates the room. It's the one who doesn't need to. He doesn't chase power. He becomes it. If you made it this far, ask yourself, do you control your emotions, or do they control you? Drop your answer in the comments, and if you want more content like this, subscribe. In a world full of noise, the man who stays silent will always be remembered.